Very good afternoon. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. The top story of the day is the India-US Interim Trade Agreement. And the India-US Interim Trade Agreement serves as a foundational framework for balanced reciprocal trade between the two nations, emphasizing improved market access, resilient supply chains and boost for sectors like technology and digital trade. With a potential trade value of over $500 billion, it sets the stage for a comprehensive bilateral trade agreement. India benefits from US tariff removals on generic drugs and ingredients, gems, diamonds, and specific aircraft parts impacted by prior security measures. It also gains preferential tariff rate quotas for automotive parts, rules of origin favoring bilateral trade, eased standards for exporters, and opportunities for further reductions in future talks. Let's in fact take a further look at what India actually gains from this. So when we're trying to understand this interim trade agreement that has in fact been reached between US and India, we will look to see how India is actually gaining a lot from this trade. Let's look at the point number 1 that India actually gets. India gains tariff reduction to 18% on exports to the US. Now this is the most important point that everybody has in fact been talking about earlier. There were 50% tariffs which included reciprocal tariffs and punitive tariffs of 25% each. This has been slashed completely to 18%. So a huge relief for exporters who are in the textile, in the leather goods, in the manufacturing industry, because these reduced tariffs will help in fact improve the conditions and help the competitiveness of Indian goods in the American market. Number 2, India gets access to $30 trillion market for Indian exporters. So since our goods are now at a reduced tariffs, available at reduced tariff rates, they will be more accessible to the US market and they will be able to compete better with other products. Number 3, there are lower duties on textiles, on apparel, leather and machine exports. So this 18% applies to various industries including textiles, apparel, leather and machinery exports, and this is beneficial for India because earlier these sectors were really hurt by the 50% tariffs and the exports had reduced. This will in fact give a boost to the exports. Zero tariffs on generic pharmaceuticals, gems and aircraft parts. So as per the interim trade deal, this is another big news that is coming in. The tariffs on generic pharmaceuticals, on gems, on diamonds, on specific aircraft components will significantly be reduced and then made even zero after a point in time. Number 5, there is increased job opportunities for MSME farmers, fishermen and the youth. So obviously if the market is opening up, there is a lot of job opportunities also that is opening up for Indians. There is also strengthened supply chain resilience and tech trade cooperation. So there will be cooperation on the tech front as well between both the nations. We are also looking at a strengthened supply chain between both the nations. Number 7, we are also looking at enhanced export growth and lacks of new employment positions. So since we will in fact reap the benefits of the reduced tariffs, there will be enhanced exports, there will also be new job opportunities coming up for the people of India. So this is what India actually is gaining from the US-India trade deal that is in fact coming to the fore. Some of these details in fact are coming to the fore right now and they will in fact make sure that the details of the agreement are in fact introduced by March. But till then these are the baselines, the framework that has been released by both the nations. Let me in fact take this across to Mr. Akash Jindal, economist, who is joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Mr. Jindal, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for speaking to NewsX. Mr. Jindal, when we are looking at this entire interim trade agreement and framework that has come to light, India has gained a lot in various sectors. How are you looking at this framework?
I am looking at this framework with a lot of positivity. There is going to be a lot of gain to India. Firstly, I think this is clearly a roadmap to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of becoming the third biggest economy and becoming $5 trillion US economy. Why so? Because number one, our exports are going to increase, our GDP is going to increase, we are going to increase our precious forex reserves, plus dollar price is going to be lowered. Already it's on the decreasing side since this agreement has been approved. And there will be lots and lots of jobs for many Indians. So we'll be exporting lots and lots of things to US. Now there is some skepticism and some apprehension amongst people. I've been in so many debates that US would be perhaps exporting certain things to India at zero tariff. Let me tell our viewers, the view of my organization, Akash is US things. I mean, if US sends some products which are not that important in India, then that important, I mean, apart from defense and some strategic products, in US products are very, very costly in comparison with Indian products because there the manpower is very costly. So what I want to tell the viewers is, if an Indian product is available at 50 rupees, Indians are not going to buy a US product which will be available for 300 rupees, even without tariff, because their products are costlier. We are a price-sensitive economy. So we shouldn't be afraid of this thing that US would be able to push its product to India, US would be able to sell its product to India, and it can impact our industry negatively because there may be lesser tariff or zero tariff for US products. Because US products, because of high manpower cost, anyway they are very costly. So I don't think that is going to impact us. Of course, those areas which are strategic or areas like defense where we need US, yes, we may be requiring their products. But the US-India friendship is definitely going to help India gain a lot, and US also, because US also knows that this trade deal was essential for them. See, once these tariffs were imposed, see, Indian GDP growth has been still rising. I'll tell you the data for the July to September, those months where these tariffs were actually imposed. We had 8.2% GDP growth, which has been highest amongst the last quarters. Plus, post this also in November 2025, our exports data was released, wherein we had 22% higher exports to US. So neither our exports have come down, our GDP has been increasing. 17 December 2025, there was a data released in India income tax data, which showed that our income tax collection had increased by 8%. December 2025, GST data, it shows our GST collection had increased by 6%. Now, World Bank is praising India. World Bank is saying India would achieve 7.2% GDP growth for 2025-26. It's not Akash Jindal or AkashJindal.in. It's World Bank which is saying India's higher demand, India's higher consumption, India's tax reforms are going to help India. So India anyway was progressing. But who suffered because of this higher tariffs was US. US had higher inflation. US inflation was 2.7%, which was more than double that of India. Whereas US, it has seen very, very less inflation earlier. US, the unemployment was 4.4%. Now US is a country where people, aspire to go and work, but this country is not able to give employment to its own people. So US was the one who was the sufferer of these tariffs. So US also wants to have good relations with India because US also knows China, understands China, and they know India has been a very good friend and ally as far as China is concerned for US. So I think there is a lot of positivity, and US also would like to maintain relationship with us. As far as Russian oil, I think there's too much of discussion on Russian oil. Let me inform viewers, when we import oil from Russia, we are not getting that hefty discount. We were getting a hefty discount earlier, but the discount is not that hefty now. Discount is very minuscule. So even if we don't import, hypothetically assuming, I'm saying hypothetically assuming, even if we don't import Russian oil, we are not going to be impacted. Though, of course, our friendship with Russia is age-old and is going to continue. So I think it's a win-win deal. It's going to help Indian corporate sector. It's going to increase GDP in India. It's going to increase per capita income in India. It's going to increase our exports. It's going to strengthen our rupee. It's going to increase our forex reserves. Plus, see, we have a lot of relationships. We have a huge Indian diaspora there. So, good relations are very important for US and India. We have so many students who are there. Plus, a lot of foreign portfolio investors who invest in Indian market. A huge number of them is from US. So, it's natural and normal for us to have good business relations with India. So, we have to look at this deal with a positive angle. There are a lot of positives. Maybe a slight negative. See, whenever you do a deal, the other person also would try to extract something. It's a deal. So deal means the other party would also try to take some benefit. But here, I think it's going to be clearly India advantage for India. And it's not for India and Indian corporate sector and Indian economy to cheer as far as this deal is concerned.
Right. In fact, let me go across to my colleague Ajay Jandyal.